I do not own Pokemon or Yu-Gi-Oh! I'm just trying to see which one is better.
Guys, how's it going? This is the fourth video that I'm doing now. Yeah, about the Pokemon versus Yu-Gi-Oh! We gotta know which one's better, guys. Yep, we gotta know. So, I was going over my notes today, and today's the episode that we go over gaming. Which one has the better game? We're gonna be going over the Game Boy Advance games. Just one of each game. I'm gonna try to go over the best one. I looked up the best ones, so we're gonna be going over those. And best one for DS, just DS, no DSi, not DS 3D, no, just DS, regular DS. And then we're gonna be going over I couldn't find a game for the Wii for Yu-Gi-Oh, so there is a game on 360, so I'm going to compare the 360 game from the Wii game. Don't worry, it all works out, it all plays out how it is. So, yeah, got my notes right here, so let's see the games. For Yu-Gi-Oh, the Game Boy Advance is a reshuffle of destruction. And for the Game Boy Advance for Pokemon is red version. For the DS for Yu-Gi-Oh! Is Nightmare Terduda. I think that's how you pronounce it. The DS, we're going over the Platinum version. And for Yu-Gi-Oh! For the Xbox, it's going to be can't even pronounce it. Milton Duels. And the Wii is Battle Revolution. So, those are the 6 we're going to go over. The Game Boy versus Game Boy, DS versus DS, Wii versus Wii. So yeah, got that out of the way. Alright. Well, I guess this side goes to that side. Well, anyways. Here we go. So first we're going to be going over the Game Boy. So Game Boy we're going to be going over the graphics, the gameplay, and the controls. So first, we'll start off with Yu-Gi-Oh! Yu-Gi-Oh's graphics for the Game Boy. It's what you expect for a Game Boy. Kind of like Pokemon. It was the best Yu-Gi-Oh! Game because it was a roam around game. You could roam around. Most of the Yu-Gi-Oh! Games you can't. So this one though, you could roam around. You could play as Joey and you could play as Yugi. So that was a good feature for Yu-Gi-Oh. You could roam around, and the graphics, they were decent, but when it came to the cards, you can't see them when you're holding them. You have to zoom in on them, and you have to go back and forth, know which card is this, and know what your opponent is. You have to go in. So that was kind of a bad thing for the graphic. It just showed a blank box, and that kind of is what goes down. So the Pokemon graphics, classic, best graphics for the Game Boy. It's kind of the same as the Yu-Gi-Oh. It's a roam around, and you play as a character. You play as a red. You can name him whatever you want though. So my guy's name's Dirt. So you go around catching Pokemon. You could start off with Charizard. I start off with Charizard, Bulbasaur, Squirtle. So your choice. But the graphics were decent. It's like it was better. It's better than Yu-Gi-Oh! So I'm gonna give this point to Pokemon only because of the dueling parts. Well, they're called matches in Pokemon. The matches, they were better because they showed the actual monster and it did a little attack. It moves, and then this one got hit, or it showed like the effects of it shooting water or throwing dirt or fire. So yeah, I'd have to give the graphics to that one. And so the gameplay for the Game Boy, the game, it's good. As I said before, right now the graphics kind of disperse the gameplay, but The gameplay is not about the graphics. It's about because you could have a game where it has good gameplay and shitty graphics. And you could just use your imagination. But sometimes they're hard. Like the Atari games. Yeah, those were hard. They had big explosions. Well, anyways, we're getting off topic. Um, the reason the gameplays are so like common is because they're a walk around through it, but then you go to the duels. The duels are what's gonna decide this, because the gameplay is really common. They're really the same. I played them. They're kind of like basically the same. You go around. You start off with a starter deck. You get to choose between 3 Pokemon. You get to choose between 3. You start off, and if you want to exchange cards, you go to this place. You exchange your cards, and you go back. And Pokemon, you go to the computer place. You exchange your cards. You come back. It's kind of basically the same process. So I would have to look at the duels when you're actually fighting. The duels when you're actually fighting. You start off with 6 Pokemon. So that one you're just going to have to decide on yourself. Because they are really, really much alike on that. Because the gameplays, they're basically the same. I'm going to say that. They're the same. Because you go around the world collecting cards. You go around the world collecting Pokemon. And then you face the final duel at the end. So yeah, that one, the gameplay for that point, you could decide who gets it. But now we're going on to the controls. The controls are really, really kind of a little difficult. They're difficult for Yu-Gi-Oh! So the point goes to Pokemon, because Pokemon, you have basically just the common buttons. In Yu-Gi-Oh! You have to use all of them. I'm being honest with you. In the duels, you use all of them. You don't realize it. You push the RB to draw. You push the L to throw it in the grave. You press A, B. You have to select your card. It's pretty crazy. In the Pokemon, you do, but when it goes to the duels, you don't have to really, because you could just keep fighting, and it wouldn't really matter. Well, it does matter if you're trying to capture a Pokemon, but in Yu-Gi-Oh, you have to use the buttons, because that's how you play the game. That's how you duel. But in Pokemon, you could just keep attacking, and it's real simple. So I'd have to give that point to Pokemon. It has better controls. So for the Game Boy, it goes to Pokemon. Alright, now let's go to the DS. The DS and... yeah, to the DS. Now, Yu-Gi-Oh! It's Nightmare Tazarui. I think that's how you pronounce it. And the DS is Platinum version. Platinum version, man, that was really difficult as a kid. Not the controls, like, it was just difficult. So, let's look at the graphics. The graphics for Yu-Gi-Oh! I've got to say, they stepped up. They stepped up on their graphics. I played it. It was nothing compared to how it was in the Game Boy. In the duels, when I was dueling, when I went to the duels, they actually showed the monster in the cards. They were there, and then they came out. They came out when you summoned them, and they were hovering above the card, and then when the opponent summons their card, and if you attack the opponent's card, the cards would explode just exactly like the movie, not the movie, exactly like, well, the movie too, but exactly like the season, how the season is. So I was real shocked when I played that. I thought I was playing like a future game, like games that should be on like today now, and I was just like, I was actually flipping out. And Pokemon, it kind of stayed to the Game Boy way, where you roam around and then there's 2 Pokemon right there. And it kind of showed more of the attacks, but it kind of didn't. It matters what Pokemon DS game you're playing. So if you're playing the platinum version, you know how it looks. If that one's the best one, though. I try to look up the best ones, the ones that had the most votes, and platinum version surprisingly had the most for the DS, and I was shocked. But you know, it's never just about the graphics. So the graphics for this one would go to Yu-Gi-Oh. So now we go to the gameplay. The gameplay on the other one, on the Nightmare Tour, it's not a roam around game. It's like you're on a map and you're looking for your destination to go. So on Pokemon, it's still a roam around game, just how it always is. And you battle Pokemon, and you exchange things, get Master Ball, just like regular Pokemon is. In this Yu-Gi-Oh, you have to win a duel to get a card. So you have to win the story duels to get the cards. So that was kind of the downfall in the gameplay. But when it comes to the actual duel, that duel was way better. So I would have to give this point to Pokemon though, because gameplay is still better than graphics, you know. Graphics, and it doesn't matter, but I'd have to give this point to Pokemon. So now the controls. The controls on this one, they're Pokemon's Game Boy, so it's real simple. For the not Game Boy, but on DS, it's most likely kind of, it is kind of like the Game Boy. You still push A and B, X and Y you don't really use, but on the DS for Pokemon, you still just use A and B, and for Yu-Gi-Oh you have to use all of it. You even have to touch the screen, draw your card, and it's a really good feature. The controls are easier. So yeah, but I'd still have to give this point to Pokemon because they're easier to use. And Yu-Gi-Oh, you don't know what you're doing. You don't know how to draw a card if you don't know how. And Pokemon's just really simple and easier because you can use the touchpad, and it would make it more easier. But so in Yu-Gi-Oh, you could also use that, but Pokemon it's more simpler to use. So I'd have to give the controls to Pokemon. Alright, now for the Wii and Xbox. So for the Xbox, we have multi-duels, and the Wii, we have Battle Revolution. So here we go. The graphics, first for multiple duel. Multiple duel on Yu-Gi-Oh, they went down. From the DS, you know how the monster I said was hovering around? Well, you get that, but only if you summon a powerful monster, and it's only once for a rare occasion if you destroy a powerful one. And I was real sad about that. Like, they didn't show the monsters already on the field. So I was real downfalled on that. So, but the graphics were better. You could actually see their faces, the cards. You could see it now. But Pokemon, it's 3-dimensional. And you could see all of their detail, the platforms in the back. And there is a table you're dueling on when you're playing Yu-Gi-Oh! But it doesn't compare to background scenery and nightfall and the sun rising and battle and the electrics and their attacks going on. So I'd have to give the graphics to Pokemon in that one. And the gameplay, you're walking around still in Pokemon, but now it's 3-dimensional. But we're not talking about the graphics. So it's still the same way. Yu-Gi-Oh, it's not. It actually kind of went down. You don't have the really controllability. It's kind of like once you defeat that, you have the option to go this way or that way. So you have the option to play this duel or this duel. So it's kind of like the map thing I was talking about, how it was last time, but not mobile where you could go here and there. You have options now, and that kind of went down to its gameplay downfall. So I'd have to give it to Pokemon. Pokemon gets the gameplay. So now we go to controls. Controls, the Wii is really hard to use sometimes. Like, it can be frustrating. Like, you're in the game, and I'm over here, and the sensor bars are here. Oh, why isn't it moving? Shit, I lost. You know, and I'm pretty sure this controller, when you're holding it in your hand, won't affect where you're at. Unless you're really far away. But, yeah, I would have to give it to Yu-Gi-Oh! Because it's better controls. Oh no, on remote control, it's way better. So I'd have to give the controls to Yu-Gi-Oh! Because it's real simple. It's real simple, because I know you'd pick a controller than a Wii Mote any day. Yeah, people would. I just know it. See, even the Wii U's trying to get back into the controller. So, you know, the Wii U is getting the game pads now. The game pads, you know. It's a controller. You don't know it, but it is. So, now we're going to go over all of it. So, today's winner is Pokemon. Yep, Pokemon. Pokemon wins because, one, it had more wins in today's video. But, not that. Pokemon is really more fun to play. Its gameplay is way better than Yu-Gi-Oh's is. The only good Yu-Gi-Oh gameplay, I would have to say, is on DS, because it's on the Game Boy, my bad. Game Boy, because it's similar to Pokemon on the Game Boy, but Pokemon on the Game Boy is just a little more better than it is on Yu-Gi-Oh. So yeah, but if you want to play a really good Yu-Gi-Oh game, play it on the DS, because you'll really like it. And that's the only Yu-Gi-Oh game I would recommend you play, because, one, it's really good. Two, you could kind of see the monsters and see their attacks, so it's really awesome. It's kind of like the show. It's almost exactly like the show, but just, you know, not that HD graphics, but decent, you know. So yeah, that's the best game, I would think. But Game Boy and up till now, Wii or Xbox, I would have to say you would have to go with Pokemon because Pokemon won the up to now and the Game Boy, and Yu-Gi-Oh! I'd give my vote to DS, but still 2 beats 1, so Pokemon wins today.
Means the victory goes to Ash of Pallet Town!
Piss on all you guys. This was supposed to be my tournament. I spent like 5 hours arranging it. 5 whole hours. Oh man, it looks like Kaiba's got a severe case of butthurt. Somebody call the wambulance. Nobody call the wambulance.
Hello, wambulance? My brother's butt is hurting.
Mokuba, hang up that phone!
But bro, your butt!
I won't let my tournament end on such a mushy, positive note. I'm going to do something so horrible that it will steal all the attention from you guys and put it right back where it belongs. With Seto Kaiba.
Yep. So there you have it. Pokemon wins the games. So, next time, we're going to be going over the most powerfulest Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh! We're going to be going over the most powerfulest Pokemon and most powerfulest non-Pokemon. Wait, I didn't say that right. We're going to be going over the most powerfulest Pokemons. Which Pokemon is more powerful and which Pokemon is not. So, you'll see when we get to it. But yeah, look forward to that. We're going to be going over their abilities, their techniques, which one overpowers the other, which one is better, which one would destroy the other one in a battle. So, we'll be going over that next time on Mortal Rook 4. Hope I make videos every week. And you could like, if you want, leave a comment which one you think is better, Yu-Gi-Oh! Or Pokemon. And remember, this is my opinion. I do research, I go over it, but you know, everybody has an opinion. And leave a like, subscribe if you want, and like if you want, and I'm Mortal 4.